It's such a delight to be reunited and reconnected. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for
Wonderful.
having me.
Yes, it's a delight. It's a delightful homecoming. And for the good people listening who may or may not have seen our last conversation, we're going to get into your new shoes, your new role, your new title, and some new things on the horizon.
All new.
Everything new. I love it. Yes. So, Ayris, tell us about the new role at Nareit.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So when I tell you that this is like a dream role, it really is a dream role. Nareit is an amazing organization. It's actually a trade association.
Okay.
And we like to say that we are the worldwide representative voice for REITs. And REITs are real estate investment trust.
Yes.
And most of the REITs that we're representing in this industry are publicly traded.
Okay.
So this is amazing. Like, who knew that there was publicly traded real estate that we could all invest in? And it's a great way for Americans to make money, right? And to diversify their revenue stream. So we represent REITs. And with that, I just celebrated my 6-month anniversary.
Hey!
As the Senior Vice President of Social Responsibility and Global Initiatives. It's a very long title.
Yes.
And it's an exciting role. And so that's why I'm here today to talk about the work that we are doing as part of our social responsibility and advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion for this industry.
Yes. So I'm thrilled to know that you're there. I'm thrilled to know that I just see, the joy and just this essence and this aura. I can tell that you're just ready to get down to business and do some incredible things with Nareit. So one thing I want to talk about, right, is this wonderful opportunity that's on the horizon. So one of the things that I want to get into, first and foremost, is Nareit and its funding priorities. Can you talk to us about it? Share with the good people listening. What is Nareit concerned about in terms of priority areas?
Absolutely. So 2 things. One, there's the Nareit, I would like to say like entity proper, right? There's Nareit, as the trade association. And then we have the Nareit Foundation.
Okay.
Is an extended arm of the great work we do through the trade association.
Okay.
And what I think is really fascinating with regards to the work we're doing through the foundation is, I like to say, it's industry led, it's industry informed, and it's industry driven. And I say that because we have convened a council of CEOs from our REITs, about 31 different CEOs who sat with us over the course of a year to say, here are some priority areas that we think Nareit and Nareit's foundation should be focusing on. Okay. And those issues really are no different than what other industries are dealing with. It's around workforce and how to support the supply chain, but more importantly, how to make sure that we're supporting diverse vendors across the supply chain. So one of the things we know with real estate, right, it's no secret that this is a predominantly male-driven industry, and not just male-driven, but white male, right? And so we are looking at ways to figure out, how do we get more Black and brown people? How do we get more women? How do we get more disenfranchised, marginalized populations to be exposed to real estate more broadly, particularly the REIT industry, and to have the skills and the capacity to be competitive, either via the workforce or as a business that's doing business with these major companies. So when we decided to start to do this kind of philanthropic effort, we wanted to center that work around workforce development, professional development, leadership development, as well as working with entrepreneurs, which is near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we've launched a new grant. Let's just get to the point, right? Like, we have money. Money. And I'm going to get it into the pockets and into the, the operating budgets of amazing organizations across this country who are advancing that work. And so we brought together our CEO council, and not only did they inform us and work with us in terms of where we should look strategically, they made financial commitments.
Okay. They put their money where their mouth is.
Put their money where their mouth is. And we have 39 of our kind of largest REITs in the country, really in the world, who have said we are going to make a contribution. So we had about an 8-month giving campaign where we raised a nice portion of funds through our dividends, through diversity, equity, and inclusion giving campaign. And we just recently opened that application process up, and it's going to close on March 9th. And so I'm here with you today because, again, I want organizations to know about this. I want them to feel comfortable applying. I want them to feel excited to apply and to know that we understand that this is an industry that is looking to begin to just kind of mantle some of the systemic things that we've seen perpetuated over the last, decades and centuries.
No, this is incredible. And not only that, you want to get the information to the people, right?
Yes.
What I find encouraging about this is the fact that the trade association took the time to hear from those chairmen, those CEOs, right? So like you say, it's informed, but I also like the fact that you're unabashed about saying, I want folks to feel as though they belong, because we know that DEI and B is a big part of the why behind the Black Fundraisers Podcast, right? And these philanthropy table talks, right? Where we're bringing people like this esteemed philanthropy professional before you and busting down those silos and saying, listen, we want you applying, we want you engaged, because we want you to have that seat at the table, right?
We do.
So I love that. So it sounds like I'm hearing the priority is around workforce development and supplier diversity.
It is. And so with that workforce, right? So organizations who can show at scale that they're running internship programs, mentoring programs, maybe it's a professional development accelerator for women or for, Black employees who are moving up professionally. But again, and we're also open, right? There may be other things that we didn't really think about. And then when it comes to that supplier diversity side, it's, what kind of business mentoring do you offer? Do you do matchmaking? Do you help businesses get access to capital, which remains the number one issue, right, for entrepreneurs? And again, too, maybe there's some things we hadn't thought about. And so we tried to provide some guidance, but we're also looking to leave it open, because I believe that, some of the best solutions come from those who are impacted every single day. They just
proximity,
right? They need the resources, they need the network, and they need the support to move that innovation forward. And so with us being a new funder in this regard, I'm really trying to find creative ways to make sure it's on people's radar, because sometimes we go to what we know, like the same organizations or the same foundations or the same companies that give, but Nareit is here. And we're really excited.
Yeah, so for the good people, I'm going to ask a few questions for the good people listening. If we had a live stream, I know we would be getting lit up right now. Why? One, because you got money on the table. Two, because you have an amazing leader at the helm of this initiative, right? So while Nareit is very much involved in the real estate industry, real estate investments trust, which I have very limited knowledge about. For the good people listening who may not be working in a real estate laden priority, maybe they're doing workforce development for Black mission-driven social entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Might this be an opportunity for them, or is there a requirement or expectation that these be folks that are, engaged in real estate?
Absolutely. That's such a valid question. And it's certainly something that we have gone back and forth with ourselves. I
Sure.
will say, right, we would love, first and foremost, for these programs and initiatives to directly impact the broader real estate industry. However, we also understand that that would be extremely limiting to the pool.
A narrow pool, huh?
Very narrow pool. And beyond that, that it's kind of twofold, right? So we do want to see these programs impact the broader real estate industry indirectly and directly. But this is also about what this REIT industry has made by way of a commitment to the broader community. So I feel wholeheartedly when we get to that decision-making process that you will see both reflected, right? That there will be some organizations who say, you know, we specifically work with vendors or service providers or developers who are looking to expand their reach within real estate. And then you may see some who say, you know what, we run a business accelerator program for Black and brown women who are product makers. I mean, and so there's no real right or wrong approach.
Okay.
It is really about scale. It's about impact. It's about readiness. It's about your ability to demonstrate that you have a track record of leading innovation and solutions. And that is just, you know, something that we can all be proud to stand behind.
Absolutely. This sounds like an incredible opportunity. So, good people listening, you don't have to necessarily be a real estate mogul or an aspiring real estate mogul to cash in on this opportunity, right? It sounds like if you've got proximity, if you've got track record experience, and if you are operating for the purpose of, and I'm going to ask you, you know, is this program specific dollars or is this general operating support, or do applicants have an option of building a case for one or the other in their requests?
You're asking all the great questions. Thank you. You know, I put both hats on as we were developing this out, having been a funder in the past, but also having run nonprofits and understanding that when you say no to operating costs or administrative costs, that really is doing a disservice to organizations. And when you put a very limited cap, that is also a disservice. So I say that to say, one, capital projects are not eligible. So if you are doing a capital project, capital campaign, this is not the grant opportunity.
Not for you, boo. Not for you.
However, you know, I advocated to make sure that we do allow for administrative costs. And so we have I think it's pretty generous, up to 20%.
That is incredibly generous from 5s, 11.
I know.
13.
Right? Yes.
Incredibly generous.
So I wanted to show again that we understand challenges, right, that many of our organizations face in terms of actually executing the work, and to give just a little bit of breathing room and comfort. And so these can be programs, these could be ongoing initiatives, this could be some form of research. I mean, again, we're just looking for a diverse range of partners that we can look to who are advancing and helping us close social gaps and barriers in various different ways. And not to just say it all has to be, oh, we ran this program, or, oh, we are doing research, or, oh, we're, you know, putting on some major conference or event. We're looking for a range, and I want to have a portfolio of grantees that reflect that.
No, this is beautiful, and it sounds like an incredible opportunity. I was going to ask you, what does Nareit hope to accomplish? But I think that you essentially said it all in terms of you want to remove, what I'm hearing is you're working to remove barriers that organizations encounter, right? Yeah. And you've taken into consideration the fact that those limitations on admin, right? Those limitations on informed by threshold criteria really presents barriers. And let's just call a thing and be honest about who experiences the most pain in these situations. It's Black and brown led organizations, right?
That's right. Yes.
So what I'm hearing is having a Black female leader, and I have to elevate this if you just bear with me, having a Black female leader at the helm of this philanthropy initiative, which is new and exciting and nascent and young, right? Having you at the helm, having been a fundraiser, having been an executive director and CEO, having played the Russian roulette of robbing Peter to pay Paul and, go into a funder with your hands like this, like beholden. What I'm hearing is Nareit wants people to come with their needs, with their, what is that program, right? Or where's that organization that's doing some incredible work, right? That fits within these priorities. We don't claim to have a running pulse on absolutely everything out there.
That's right.
You tell us who you are and what you're doing, and know that we are intention to support organizations doing the good work and goodwill as you are. That's what I'm hearing. And it's exciting.
Thank you. I love how you summarize that. We don't know. And I want people to know, like, we don't have all the answers, and I'm not trying to act as though we do. And this is our first round of funding to this, kind of scale and regard. And so I know a lot will be informed, just going through this process. And so the deadline to apply is March 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are utilizing, I would say, like a grants administrator partner called Just Fund. Okay. And Just Fund is where you actually apply. And let me tell you this, Kia, what's so wonderful about Just Fund. So it is required that you set up an account. It takes literally a minute, if that, and it's free. But Just Fund uses a common application process. So you apply one time, and then all the funders that utilize Just Fund, your information can be used for future funding opportunities. So Just Fund has a whole pool of foundations and funders that they work with. So it's like, this is creating opportunity for organizations. It's like the multiplier effect, right? You apply through Just Fund, your information is in that portal. When new funding opportunities come up from their funding partners, you're automatically notified. And your common application can be submitted to Kia. It could be submitted to Ayris. It could be submitted to Jane. And you go from pursuing 50,000 or 25,000 or whatever with us to now being in front of so many funders. And I thought that was fabulous. Incredible. It takes that burden off, right?
Incredible. Yeah. You're looking at a real champion for organizations run by and serving Black and brown leaders, right? Mm-hmm. Those unsung organizations that may not have the biggest and most beautiful websites because they're too busy in the boots on the ground, right? Those unsung leaders that are looking to connect with like-minded philanthropies that are forward and progressive thinking enough to roll back the bureaucracy, to roll back the red tape, and to say, listen, let's partner and do some incredible work that's changing lives and moving communities. And it sounds like this is an incredible opportunity.
Oh,
and I'm so delighted to bring it from a sister friend, colleague, to this diverse, growing community. And good people listening, you can count on me to share the RFP details. But not only that, I understand that there are some bidders conference, if you will, right? Where you're some informationals. Maybe.
Yes, thank you. I want to share that too. And so while certainly you all have heard a lot from me right now, we will be hosting 2 informational sessions. And I thought that was important because it's one thing to read information, it's another thing to hear it,
That's
but then
right.
to also be able to ask in advance. So you don't go down a rabbit hole of putting together a proposal that's not in alignment with what we're looking for by way of eligibility and criteria. So we will have two. One will be on Friday, February 17th. And the second one will be on Friday, March 3rd. And they're both at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard
So,
Time.
we can have a little lunch date together, and they'll probably be about 45 minutes longer. So intimate settings where you can ask and hear and learn more about this grant.
This is incredible. So good people listening, you can count on me to share the details on the opportunity on these informationals, right? So mark your calendar, secure your seat.
Secure your seat. And everything
Secure
can be
your
fun.
seat.
And I'll make sure that you have the website,
Yes.
of where information can go. It's very easy, everything to sign up. So.
Okay, now we can't let you leave without getting in your business a little bit. I need to know what's on your playlist that's giving you joy, that's giving you a bop these days when you in between flights and, soft lifing and all of that stuff. What's giving you joy these days? Because we love music and hip hop culture.
No, we
on
love
the Black
music.
Fundraisers Podcast. So what's on your list?
Oh my goodness. So, okay, one of the songs I probably can't tell you right now. I'm just not even gonna put it out there.
Listen, we celebrate. We're not anti-Black here. We embrace all that comes with the culture here, and we're grown. What you listening to, girl?
Tell you, the main thing I've been listening to a lot is I have this Money Bag playlist. And
you got a good Money Bag Yo playlist?
Good Money Bag playlist. Where
I love Money Bag Yo. You know who else I like?
Oh, I do love Money Bag, but when I say a money bag, I mean it's just all songs about getting money.
Oh, and we love getting money
my
on
bag.
the Black Fundraisers Podcast.
Yes.
Hey. And I do love a good Money Bag Yo song.
But I do like Money Bag. I do.
Who's in your Money Bag playlist? Give me 3.
I got Rihanna in there. Explicit, better have my money.
In cash, in my hand.
Know that song.
Cash in my hand. Better
never gets old. Better have my money.
Hey, not that you had to put not the falsetto on the. Wait a minute. Listen, I'm here for it. I love me some billionaire Riri.
I love me some billionaire.
I love me some billionaire Riri. I don't care what anybody said. Made a cosmetic line for sisters that had been left out and is killing. Pushing Fenty like fentanyl, like Jay-Z said in that song. I mean, is killing. So I am so here for Riri.
She's amazing. The second would be, for so many in here, but the other that I'm really loving and I just listened to is Drip Too Hard by Lil Baby and Gunna.
Okay.
The reason that's like a theme for me right now.
It is.
I am trying to live my drip life, which is a whole little acronym. We'll be here even longer. It's around discovery and rest and illuminating love and light. And then just having this life of like profits and peace at the same time. That's my drip. R-I-P. So I listen to that a lot. And then the last, it just does not get old for me. It's an underrated song. It's Wale's BG and Black Girl Magic. Do you know this song?
I do not know that. How do I not know this song?
Oh my God, I can't even say it right. It's amazing. I love it. BG,
I'm gonna listen to it when I go run it out in the gym. I'm gonna get on it. I'm a Wale fan. When he does things, I like some of the things. Wale, why does it take so long?
Though.
You do these things because you do them well when you do them. Hey, yes.
someone like you to love me.
Yes.
Now that song is bad. I love it. You gotta listen
I'm
to
gonna
it.
check it out when I go. Listen, I'm getting ready to make a gym run in my basement. I've created the perfect gym in my house. It almost looks like a commercial one, and I'm putting that in the rotation, courtesy of you. You've inspired that Black girl magic. You have.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, well, let me share with a couple that I'm listening to. You know, I'm listening to, and I don't care if people think it's ratchet or not. You know, I'm degreed up and as educated as they come, more than some, more than a few.
Okay, yeah, right. I got some too. My job.
No, but I got some, you know, I like that young lady, Glorilla, or Big Glow. I like Big Lotto. Now that's my boo.
I like Big Lotto.
I like Big
I like
Lotto.
all the ladies. I'm here for all of it.
Listen, I think that Big Lotto is really gonna give Cardi and Megan a run for her money. With the way that Big Lotto is going, you know, like lyrically, she's talented, she's a cutie pie, you know,
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful girl. And I like that Glorilla girl, I do. She has this song called Blessed. And we know that I feel blessed every day. So it's only right that I listen to a Black female artist share her testimony about how blessed she is. Amen.
And that she recognized it at this young. I love it. That's right.
Amen.
I like this little young lady too, Ice Spice. I love all the little Ice Spice right now. Oh my goodness. All these young ladies who are coming up.
That are coming up.
I can't tell none of them apart. However, it's Shade. So many of them. I love them.
Shade.
I'm old. I can't keep up with that stuff.
Listen, I can't keep up with them either, but my top rotating song right now, and I don't care if my son and his friend do get tired of hearing it, is God Did. I listen to that song probably DJ 10 times a day.
DJ Khaled, God Did.
God Did.
Girl, that's on the list.
That Jay-Z verse.
I mean, that is definitely on the list. Like Jeremiah, oh God, I love it. I love it too. I could talk about music all day.
Listen. Well, you know, we have to talk a little bit about the culture before you get out of here, but please let me just give you some flowers because I'm so proud of you. I have watched you work from when we met, even though you and I don't see eye to eye on when we met. You know, I said we met at the park. You said that was not the case, that was not the case. Oh, but anywho, I have seen you will and deal. I've seen you walk in purpose. I've seen you stretch yourself professionally, personally, from what you've shared. You know, how we extend ourselves personally, because we could do this all day, be suited and booted and doing our work, but very seldomly do we get to talk about how we are stretched personally as part of that journey, right? And I just want to tell you that it looks so good on you, and I am so proud of you and the work that you've done and what you're getting ready to do. And I hope Nareit knows who they have.
Hey,
I really do, because she plays no games. No games played.
I didn't tell her to say that part.
She didn't. That was authentic. That was authentic. So with that, I just want to thank you for stopping by and fellowshipping with us on the Black Fundraisers Podcast, Philanthropy Table Talks. Any parting words for the good people listening?
No, I mean, you know, other than don't sleep on this opportunity.
Don't sleep.
And beyond not sleeping on this opportunity, you know, stay diligent. I know how tough it is, and we live in a time right now where everything with regards to race and gender and ethnicity, and it's just so polarizing. It's like you hear so much about what we want to do to advance this work, but then you also see so much where we retract around it and are afraid of it. And so for those of us who are impacted, for those of us who are on the front line trying to disrupt it, it's not a sprint. You know, we are dealing with systemic issues. We are dealing with generational issues. And I just want people to stay focused, stay diligent, stay strong, and just committed, right? And one no doesn't mean it's all no's. It
That's
just could be an
right.
opportunity to turn things on and turn it around. So
That's right.
that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm about.
I love it. Well, thank you for stopping by, my dear sister, and good people listening. You will find a treasure trove of resources regarding this opportunity, regarding Nareit, and regarding our esteemed leader, Ayris, in the show notes. And it's still Black History Month.
It is Black History Month.
And I got y'all covered. I got some program. We talking Black hair, Black music, Black food, Black love, Black love.
I love it.
So stay tuned. Until next time, stay tuned, stay down, and keep your head up. Ayris, talk to us, because I know the good people's listening, ears is burning. This has piqued their interest. What should applicants, when fashioning their request, what is the average grant award on the table?
Yeah. Another excellent question, right? We always want to know, am I overreaching?
I'm inquiring minds.
That's right. But we deal with that when we're doing these proposals. It's like, am I overreaching? Am I leaving money on the table? And so here's how I answer this. I would anticipate that, and it's all subject to, I think, the number of applicants that we get in and how many are just like so dope and amazing. It's going to be relative to, operating budgets of organizations, right? If you're a $500,000 a year nonprofit, then I can't fund you $100,000, right? So everything is relative. But I would anticipate that our funding amounts will range between $25,000 up to $100,000. And the reason for that is, again, different programs and different deliverables cost different. The reach may be different, right? You might be hyper local or you may be national. So I encourage organizations to be honest and realistic. And so while you may say, I want to go for $100,000, again, if you're a $500,000 or $1 million a year organization, how likely is that, right? Like, what does it really cost you to run the program or initiative that you're saying is best in class? And then the other piece, I was sharing, because I do come from a nonprofit background as well, is I understand the importance of having multi-year funding. So with this grant, we do require a mid-year check-in, and we're going to require a final report. And the reason for that is because I want to advocate and ensure as much as possible that we're doing multi-year funding so that we don't have to go through this process again of establishing a relationship and giving you money and expecting you to make change overnight and then say, oh, you didn't do it, so therefore you can't get funded, right? So organizations should be prepared to submit updates around their impact. If you don't submit an update, you are automatically going to be disqualified from any future funding opportunity. That's it, period, right? And so that would be, so let's just say you were awarded $50,000. That would not be $50,000 over those 2 years. That would be for year one. And then we are launching a second round that will open in May of 2023 to start for the following year. And so, don't.
No, this is so dope. And I mean, I couldn't think of a better person to shepherd this, to lead this. How often do we see someone who knows the pain and like what keeps us up at night? It's like, how many grants kept you up at night in the past? Listen, that's why I think I got gray hair now. That's why
I had to pick myself up off the ground over one application. I'm not even lying. I was just like sliding to the ground. Like, I can't even, successfully won it, $28 million, but it definitely almost took me $28 million.
Hey, no, this is incredible. So good people listening, possibility for multi-year support. What I'm hearing is great opportunity. And with most funding opportunities, I mean, we understand that there's some compliance aspect, a mid-year check-in, a semi-annual check-in, a final report with the possibility for funding, a multi-year funding allotment, that's not a bad shape. I think you might want to look at this opportunity, and I'm not being paid to espouse this. I just get so excited about opportunities to resource organizations, especially those serving Black and Brown communities, because we deal with every inequity imaginable. And this sounds like just a perfect opportunity for those unsung organizations. So count on me again to share the information in the show notes and give you the resources you need to, check it out and vet whether or not it makes sense for you to apply. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.